basically everything is a type of something. Types are classy, and everything in Python is a classy object. Let's correct that spelling right there. Everything in Python is a classy object. So what do I mean by everything is a type of something? Well, how about we make ourselves a class? And how about we make ourselves a class of bot? Robot, to be specific. Bot row, because we're just like that. How about when we make this class, we allow ourselves to instantiate the class with, here we go. Let's instantiate our class with the robot is going to have a height, and the robot is going to be made of a material as well. And let's also have the robot say something. So something the robot says. There we go. So now we are going to want those three things. We're going to want self.height, self.material, self.says equals height material and says. Let's go ahead and deal with that. Let's have self.height, and just to save myself time, I'm going to do that all at the same time here. Self.material, and let's have self.says as well. Here we go. And let's have equals height equals material and equals says. And now we're going to have the robot speak. We're going to have the robot say something. Self. There we go. And whenever we speak, what we're going to do is we're going to print self.says. Now, this is kind of interesting because you'll note right here that I didn't actually need to have what the robot says be part of the things I put in here, the parameters I put in here when I call this this particular method. That's because by using self, I have access to all of the attributes and all of the other methods that are already in this class right here. So that's why I can do this, because this self basically references this blueprint and means that anything I put self dot in front of, as long as it already exists, I can gain access to it globally without needing to put it in here as a parameter. So let's make ourselves a robot. How about we make ourselves a Dalek first of all? A Dalek as opposed to a Daleks, and our Dalek is going to be a type of bot row, and it's going to have a height. How tall are Daleks actually? I think the Daleks are roughly 1.8 meters-ish, 1.56 meters. I really don't know, but they're quite tall anyway. They're made of some kind of like special Dalek metal, so Dalek metal, and they normally say something along the lines of exterminate. So there we go. That's our Dalek. And then what we'll do is just to prove that this has worked, let's go, and after we've instantiated this, after we've got our Dalek, let's say that we want to ask what the height is. So Dalek.height. And then we also want to find out what material it's made from. And then we're also going to make it speak as well. So we're going to have Dalek.speak. There we go. And let's run this and see what happens. There we go. So it's 1.6 meters tall. It's made of metal, and it says exterminate. Wonderful. That all works so far. So now, how about this type thing that we talked about up here? How do we find out what type of thing this Dalek is? Well, let's use, there we go. Let's use type. You notice that goes a special kind of pinky color to show that that's a built-in keyword function there. So, and now let's say Dalek. So what we're going to do is we're basically saying, Python, can you please tell us what type of thing a Dalek is? And then we want to print that as well so that we can actually see it. Off we go. And so you can see we get the same stuff as before, so metal exterminate, but it also tells us that the type of thing that this is, it's a class of bot row, main bot row. So what does this thing here, main, mean? Well, main is basically referring to the file where this is all running. So this resides in main, which is this file here. I know that this file is actually called oop, but as far as Python's concerned, if you run this, anything that exists within this file, its address is main, if you like. So main dot bot row. So it's a type of this class right here. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? So Dalek is a type of this class. Let's try something else. Why don't we try print, and then let's try class. There we go. Let's have class dot Dalek and see what this does. I've actually got a feeling I've got these the wrong way around. Nevertheless, I'm going to persist and try. Yes, that was a mistake. Sorry, Dalek should have been on the other side. So we're going to say, we're now going to try and print Dalek dot class and see what that does. Off we go. There's Dalek dot class. And you can see here that we're actually printing exactly the same thing again. So type and dot class do the same things. And class is known as a double underscore method, otherwise known as a magic method in Python. And normally a magic method is associated with some kind of function. And both this function here and this magic method are the same thing. They do the same thing, and they tell us what type of class something is. Well, why is that? Why is that interesting? Well, basically in Python, everything in Python is a class. So let's go down to the bottom of the screen here, and let's just try this out to see if it works. Why don't we do this? Why don't we say type and then just a number 1? What do you think that's going to say? Well, it says int, class int. So basically this number 1 here is a type of thing, and it's of class integer. It's a type of integer. Why don't we say type? Let's type it right. There you go. Let's type it correctly. Why don't we say type 1.5? You can see that's a type of thing, and it's a float. And we can keep on doing this for every other data type in Python, and it'll tell us exactly what type of thing it is. So let's go true, and that'll tell us, of course, if that's a bool. So everything in Python is a type of thing, and we can even do this. We can even go true, double underscore, and then class, and then double underscore, and again it will tell us that it's a class bool. See, it's doing the same thing. It's 2 ways of accessing the same information. And essentially the reason for this is because, as I said before, everything in Python is a class. And remember how we said before that classes have attributes, and they have methods, they have things which you can do to them. Well, what's something that we do to say an integer? Well, we can add them together. So 1 plus 1, and Python, of course, knows that's 2. But we can also access this via a double underscore method, via one of these magic methods. So let's try that. 1 dot add, and then as an argument to that, let's put 1. And that tells us that there's a syntax error and that there's invalid syntax there. Let's try something there. That's what I did wrong. So 1, 2. Do you know what? I don't know what I'm talking about there. Anyway, you get the idea though. So you've got these classes. We'll come on to this in another video. Everything in Python is a class, and you can find out what type of class they are by using type. And that's basically all I wanted